Hi crafters, Karen here, and in today's video it's all about day number 2 using the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. I'm super excited that you're here today, and we will go ahead and open the box and we will take a look at what is behind flap number 2. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that open, and here now that I am aware that there are a complete image behind each flap, I will go ahead and show you what that image is, and then that will show you what is in that window. So that was a floral image with a sentiment that says hello friend, and it is a stamp set. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this, and I'll show you how I use this on the top portion of the A2 card size gift box that I've been making for these projects. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I do have the top flap. I used the watercolor cardstock, and I have 2 distress oxides because I'm going to be doing some ink swooshing today. I have the scattered straw and the abandoned coral, and I'll show you in a little bit why I chose those 2 colors. I also brought in my VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink to do the stamping with. So we will go ahead and we will get the ink swooshing started. So I'm just going to use my work surface, and I'm going to place the 2 oxides onto there. I'm going to spray it really well, and then I'm just going to choose the smooth side of the watercolor cardstock, and I'm just going to start smooshing the ink onto the front side there. And I'm going to make sure I get all the flaps. Some of those flaps will be tucked, and we really won't see some of those flaps, but I want to make sure that I get all of that covered. That way I know that, you know, whatever is showing is definitely covered with the ink. So I just continue the process, and I dab through each time I do the swooshing just to get that excess water off there. Now here is the bottom portion of the box, and this is the reason why I chose these 2 colors, is because they come very close to the pretty flowers that you see in that patterned paper. And in person it really does look amazing. So I went ahead and I brought in my heat tool to just, because I'm going to be doing some stamping on here, I want to make sure that that top is dry. I don't want the ink to be all, you know, I don't want it to get ruined, or, you know, I don't want that cardstock to be wet when I'm trying to stamp on it. So I bring in my MISTI, and I'm going to layer that floral stamp in the bottom left corner and the top right corner. Now I was going to use my Nocturne VersaFine Clair ink for this part, but I changed my mind, and I thought that using the abandoned coral would look just super pretty with the colors that I ink swooshed onto that cardstock. And you know, on video it really doesn't do it justice, but in person it really looks amazing, and I just love how the colors just blend right in with each other. Once I finish with the floral stamp, I go ahead and I bring in the Hello Friend sentiment, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stamp that a couple of times because I want to make sure I get a good impression. And once that is stamped, that is what it looks like. So I wanted to add a little bit more to the front here, so I brought in a paintbrush, and again I'm bringing in the abandoned coral, and I'm going to do add some splatters to it. So I just put a little bit of the ink on my work surface, and I spray it really well with the water because I really want it watery. That way it will really help get those splatters onto the cardstock. So I just take my paintbrush and I mix it in really well, and then I just tap it on my finger to help get the splatters from the paintbrush onto the cardstock. And you see that I, you know, dab the paintbrush back into the ink a few times until I find that I have enough splatter on the cardstock. And there I feel like I have enough. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to actually assemble the box. Now, adhesive here is really important. Because I'm using watercolor cardstock, that is pretty thick. So I'm bringing in my score tape because I want to make sure that these flaps stay closed once the box is completely put together. And score tape is a very strong adhesive, and I know that using this adhesive, my box flaps will definitely stay closed. So I am just taking the release tape paper off the tape, and I'm just folding over the flaps and adhering it. And then after I adhere it, I just take my bone folder and I just burnish it to help make sure that it stays in place. And I do this for all 4 flaps. And after I get the last flap done, I burnish that last one, and then I just go back and I just burnish it again just to make sure I get that full coverage. And that is what the top of the box looks like. Now, as you saw when I was doing the ink swooshing, I did get some of the ink on the other side, and I can show you what you can do to cover that up. So what I did was I went into my stash and I just grabbed a piece of scrap white cardstock. And I'm using my ATG here to add the adhesive, and I will just layer that on the inside top part of the box. Now, I'm pretty certain that the recipient probably wouldn't even look at the inside of the top part of the box, but if it really bothers you, this is something that you can do to hide that extra splatter or ink swooshing that we did. And then you just place it on top of the box, and that is the finished product. I'm really enjoying making these boxes. They're so much fun. And I hope that you enjoyed today's video. And until my next video, I hope you're having a crafty day. Take care.